Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about attractive people, hugely attractive people. What makes some people hugely attractive to us? And is that okay? Yes, it is okay. I made a couple of shorts and I got a couple of comments on there, which I completely understood given the nature of the shorts, but I just wanted to say what I was and wasn't saying. Some people are just naturally attractive to us. And that doesn't mean that that person is not caring or not likable or treats us badly or anything like that. They're just more attractive to us and magnetic in a way because they do not care for validation, so they are happy being themselves. They don't care for us to validate them. They don't need anything from us. They're happy being them. Doesn't mean they're not keen on us, they don't like us, they just don't need anything from us. They're not a needy person, so hence they're not sucking any energy from us. So we are more drawn to them. It's really natural, and with that comes a natural amount of detachment. They are like that. I'm going to give a quick example of my dad and my mum. My dad was naturally like this. So my dad was a great personality. He really had this amazing personality. He's really caring, really lovely. But he accepted everything that came his way, literally everything. He was so full of acceptance, it just was the way he was. So he had a lot of illness in later life, and it was all cancer related, so many different things, and he just accepted every single one, and he just said, okay, what do I need to do to get better? Okay, I need to do this. So he would then focus on the action to get better, he would get better. And him and my mum were married for nearly 50 years. Now, back in the day, when they had only been together a year, my mum only told me this a few years ago, she thought, it's just, he's not giving me enough, basically, because he had this natural sort of detached nature about him, and she wanted to provoke something. So she ended it thinking he's going to now step up and be all those things I want. And of course he wasn't, because that wasn't the type of personality he was. And she had lost sight of the fact that she was so into him because he was like this. So she's trying to change somebody that actually, if she had changed him and he had been more forthcoming and more kind of a little bit needy, I felt that she wanted that bit of need from him, she wouldn't have been so into him, and we can lose sight of that. So what we find hugely attractive about somebody is what we're often trying to change, which is a bit crazy when you think of it a bit like that. Now, the key is here, your self-concept. It's all about self. When you are not feeling great about self, and when there's all different things going on there, mixtures of feelings about yourself and different things that you assume are connected with you and your circumstances and all of those things, when you bring all of that into the equation, it makes up your energy. You then have a bit of a need for validation, whether it's a small need or a big need. You have a need for validation there, and it's very normal, but we can look at that and we can eradicate that. Really, we can. I just think I have a fraction of it now. I don't think it's gone completely, but I think percentage wise, maybe 1.5% of me. Occasionally I think, oh, if somebody says something that I don't like, it will affect me, but very, very rarely. So I think I've pretty much eradicated that. I'm sure it will go completely over time. So what happens is, when you are needed, you do have that need for validation, you do need something from that person, they become like Superman to you. This is how I described it in the short video. They are like Superman. They are this superhero, and you are treating them as such. When you improve your self-concept and you really work at that and you take all of your attention away from them, you don't try to change this person, because there's literally no point where you're still feeling the same inside, then they become Clark Kent. They go back to being Clark Kent. They are just a person. And you meet in the middle, so your energy has changed and their energy just reflects that back and matches that. So it's not like you're constantly, you won't be in chase mode after that, because you will have changed to a level that, first of all, it'll be an action thing and you will decide not to take any chase action, and you'll think, but I still feel it a bit. But eventually the feelings will come in line with the fact that you've stopped taking the action. Eventually they will, but you have to make that decision, and you don't do it to be attractive. You do it to be the best version of you that you can possibly be, so that you wake up in the morning and you feel good about yourself. You don't feel any need for anyone to validate you. You don't feel the need to tell somebody something in order that they can tell you how wonderful you are or anything like that. That need goes completely. And if somebody asks you, you might tell them something, but you don't feel the need to put it out there in order to get something back. And let me reiterate, it is okay to find somebody hugely attractive. It doesn't mean that you're in chase mode just because you find somebody hugely attractive. If I wasn't with Jeremy for any reason, who knows what's ever going to happen in life, this is the kind of person I would find me. I'm not going to say I would look for, the kind of person that would find me. Somebody who is self-assured, who is comfortable in their own skin, who doesn't have any need for validation, doesn't need anything from me because I'm not good with that. And somebody who is fun to be around. I don't necessarily really need somebody who's got lots of things in common with me. I don't care about that. I quite happily go off and do my own thing, and they can go off and do their own thing. There's lots of things that I don't need from a person, and I certainly don't need that. But what that person would have to be in order to fit in with my whole family, because we're all like this, is they would need to be able to take it. If I made fun of them, they'd need to be able to take it, because a lot of that goes on in this family all the time. Like, Harry's taken after me and we're just constantly like it with each other, but my whole family were like that, and my dad was very much like that. And because my dad was a very detached kind of personality, he could quite easily take it. I mean, the insults and that would fly around in our house, but all for fun. Like, it was always said in love, and it always would be with me in a relationship. But I would need to be with somebody who could take that, who could take it, but who could give it equally. I can take it. Like, you can see what I am so difficult to offend. I think I really am. I don't know, you can have a go, but I think I'm really difficult to offend. And that would be the sort of, my ideal person would be that kind of personality, but that doesn't need anything from me. I wouldn't be with somebody that needed something from me, but I don't believe that the people that needed something from me would ever be the people that would come to me anyway, because I kind of feel I know what I want in life. I know the sort of people that surround me at the moment, and my friends, my family are all, nobody needs anything from me. And I'm happy to give something to somebody if they're in dire trouble, or they're in any kind of trouble and they want something from me. That's different. They need something from me in that respect. That's a whole different thing. Needing somebody to help you out, that's a whole different thing. I'm happy to help anybody out, but I'm talking about an energetic need, a need for validation, a need for you to be calling them a certain amount of times a day, a need for you to be saying certain things to them, a need for you to be texting them this amount of times per day. That's a need that I couldn't deal with, and that's a need that nobody can really deal with. And that's why relationships end, when there's somebody like that. When you've got somebody who's naturally more detached because they are confident in themselves, self-assured, don't need validation, then you've got the person that needs something. So the person that needs something is always going to need even more from that person, because they're going to feel that person pulling, so they're going to push a bit more, because inside they have that hole that they need to be filled, and they need somebody else to fill it. When really what we do is look at, just look at yourself and think, I can fill that hole. I don't need anybody to fill that hole. And if I fill that hole, it won't be there anymore, and I'll be completely different. Energetically, I will have had to have changed. There's no way that I'm going to be the same. And when I'm not the same, other people around me won't be the same. And that is a fact. And it is a fact that we do react to people's energy, people on an energetic level, and we are always going to find people that don't need anything from us more attractive. And that is not somebody that doesn't care. Like I've said, my dad was the most caring, lovely person, and he would do anything for anyone. But he did have that natural detachment about him, which I think in a lot of cases I have kind of taken on in a lot of areas of my life, for sure. Naturally, and then I've worked a lot on my self-concept when I did go through a period of time when it wasn't so great. And I don't know, my dad may have had other turmoils going on inside of him. I don't know, he would have never said. But what I can say is I do know that he was very, this is me, take it or leave it. That is very much what he was like. That's probably the best way to describe it, isn't it? If you can get to a point where this is me, take it or leave it, oh, you're sorted, honestly. And not that you won't have other things going on in your life, but what I'm saying is, relationship-wise, you will fly, you really will, and you will feel so much better in yourself by saying that, being able to say, this is me, take it or leave it. What's better than that? Okay, so I hope I summed this up. So yes, I mean, I don't know whether the best word is to use hugely magnetic or hugely attractive. I suppose attractive. I mean, magnetic, I've talked about being magnetic before, haven't I, in other videos, and I don't want to kind of like, this is a bit, you will have that natural magnetism, I guess. When you are more attractive to people, it's like a natural magnetism that you have, and you will feel that. And don't kind of feel attached to everybody liking you. I mean, if somebody doesn't like me in life, I wouldn't begin to imagine why that would be. But, if they don't, then I can accept that, and I just don't want to dwell in anything like that. And I don't like to get too deep with this in a way that I have to make everyone like me. I don't. That, if there's some people in life that don't like me, that's fair enough. I'm just not their cup of tea, and I could just accept that. So acceptance like that is awesome. But once you change yourself concept to a point where you do just think, this is me, take it or leave it, most people will take it, put it that way. That's the best way to say it, isn't it? So Superman, Clark Kent, Superman, Clark Kent. everybody will become Clark Kent. You will still be more attracted to certain people, but they will still be Clark Kent. They will never be Superman again. You will never be their biggest, they will never be like a celebrity that you're chasing after, because that's what it's like, isn't it? They get celebrity status. They will never have this superhero status again. It just won't be in you to think about somebody in that respect. Okay, done. Okay, I'm an author. My books are listed below. My latest one I'm going to put up here, or again, it might be up here. Whenever I say I'm going to put it up here, I always put it up the other side on the edit. So I'll do that. I'll put that there because it's all about self-concept. It's only a short book. Most of my books are, although I'm working on 2 new ones at the moment actually, and they're pretty epic. So, well, one is very epic and one is more epic than the other ones that I've got out there. But one is a beginner's guide to the law of attraction. So taking it right back to basics, and hopefully trying to stop people going down the rabbit hole that most of us go down. If I can stop people doing that and set people on the right path to start with, awesome. And then the other is all about the fact that this is one big quantum computer, maybe a simulated reality, that sort of thing. It's a bit deeper, it's a lot deeper actually, but it's really fun to write. I'm really enjoying it. It's more of a project, but the other one I'm just racing through, because if I can rescue people from that point of just getting to the rabbit hole and bring them back, then brilliant. Okay, so you can book up Zoom coaching on my website. I also offer email coaching. Do speak to me about discounts. If you're a paid member on my website, you will need to speak to me about discounts, because I'll need to send you a separate invoice if you're booking coaching, because it will come with £20 off, as you know. And if you are looking for email coaching, that doesn't come with a discount, but it does if you get 2 months or 3 months. So I do give you bulk discount there. So do speak to me first. You can't book up email coaching online anyway. You just do need to come to me first so we can have that discussion. My son Harrison Ellis has a channel, well, it's Harrison, but his channel is Harrison Ellis, and that is mostly specific person based. Harrison and I, our latest podcast, which is going to be episode 20, is coming out. He wants to do it next week, but I have got my doubts whether I'm going to be able to make it next week. And then the week after, we're all away, big family holiday. So it might be the week after that. It's going to be fancy dress, because Harry wanted it to be fancy dress. So I haven't done fancy dress for a long time, but I'll do it. Okay, who cares? And I'm asking everybody to get questions in. So I put a community post up. So if you've got something, a burning question, or just something you want us to cover, a topic you want us to cover, then please do say, because these podcasts go on for, we don't care how long they go on for, and we will timestamp them. So if you're only interested in a specific part of it, you can have a look and go to the relevant timestamp and look at it that way. Okay, that's it. I'm stopping. Thanks for watching.